Okay, finally, here we go. After some technical difficulties, gotta love the internet. We're back. Good morning. My name is Gumball, aka Jamal Gumo, and I'm here every morning with you, Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Um, and I hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday morning, a productive Thursday morning. And today I'm not alone. Today I got my boy. He's here. You've seen him a lot. Kev, Kev, what's going on,
Hey,
brother?
what's up? What's up? What's up?
You doing good, bro?
A little tired, but
Hey, I feel that. I feel that. It's been a crazy day. But as always, we get into our first segment of the day, something to chew on. So our first segment of the day, again, like I said, every day, something to chew on. It's about all the biggest sports stories, going on nationally, locally, whatever the case may be, and we cover them, we talk about them, just kind of make everybody aware of them. First topic of discussion. Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals is tonight. Minnesota is at home, down 3-1, trying to avoid elimination against the Mavericks. Kev, what I want to ask you, which way are you leaning? We're going to talk about it here in about 15 minutes, get more into depth into it. Which way are you leaning tonight? And I guess you could tell us why here in a little bit.
hopefully, my pick tonight. I got Wolves winning at home. Hopefully, it doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. But I got them winning it tonight, especially after a big win in Dallas, coming back home. And like you said yourself, role players always play better at home. And I think tonight's the night where Nas Reed is gonna get you buckets, and he's gonna be big in tonight's game.
And I'm glad you said that name because I have him jotted down here in my notebook, and he's going to be a big impact of what was my point that we're going to talk about here in the next few minutes, talking about Game 5 tonight in Minnesota with the Timberwolves trying to avoid elimination. Staying on the basketball topic, Paul George is set to become a free agent after not restructuring his deal with the Clippers after apparently long extended talks about extending his free agency. He's betting odds, right? Nowadays you can bet on these things on where you think he's going to land, where you think he's going to go. The Clippers are the favorite, but if he does not go back to the Clippers, the betting odds are 76ers, Magic, Lakers, Pelicans, and then Heat. Where does he fit best, or where do you think he should go that would really best suit his career and maybe a team that needs him?
Name the teams again.
So number one on that list in the betting odds, 76ers. Then it's the Magic. Then it's the Lakers. Then it's the Pelicans. Then it's the Heat.
There's I say three teams on there that I think would be a good fit. But I think another team that I'm surprised he wasn't mentioned in was Dallas. And I think him sliding into that three spot in Dallas with Kyrie and Luca as a backcourt, I think that'd be perfect for them. But that's just me. But the teams that you named, I think the Heat is a team to watch out for because they are missing that third superstar, and I think him sliding into that maybe that two spot and bringing Hero off the bench maybe could benefit them a lot. And the Magic as well. The Magic, I mean, you saw them in the first round. They needed shooting, they needed scores. Paolo needed help out there. Defensively, they got defensive players, and I think Paul George sliding into that rotation with them, I think it would work perfectly with how they run their team defensively. And I think him being the second, maybe even the second option to Paolo could help relieve take some pressure off of Paolo Bencaro. And who knows, maybe Bencaro has a breakout year in his third year this upcoming season. And the last team that you brought up in this list is the Sixers, who at the top odds, right?
Yes, yeah, the Sixers have the top odds.
I think that's another perfect fit for him in Philly. I mean, you put him into that three spot with the Embiid at the five and Maxi at the one. I think it's a good big three, and I think it just works well, especially with what they need at that team for that team with the wing depth, and I think him starting at small forward is just perfect for them.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot what you said. A lot of these teams could use them. I mean, like you said, the Sixers, for him to fit in with Maxey and Embiid. I think that'd be a really good fit. Kind of just to be that kind of third star to be able to get them over the hump. The Magic, I think they're a young team. I think it'd be a little too early for them to go out to a superstar like that. Again, Paul George is not a spring chicken anymore. He's, I think, early to mid 30s. Don't know exactly how old he is.
Or like 32.
32, and
Maybe.
he's injury prone. And so I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that very much in terms of him going to the Magic. The Lakers, I mean, I can't really see it too much. Report came out yesterday that instead of looking for a third star, they want to build, great role players around LeBron and AD. So I don't know if they're going to be out looking for a third star. The Pelicans, that's an interesting fit, which means you'd have to send Herb Jones to the bench or Trey Murphy to the bench, one or the other. And if one of them doesn't already come off the bench. But in terms of Paul George on the Pelicans, not sure if I like that fit either. I mean, that team has a lot of good chemistry together. So I think Paul George would kind of get in the middle of that.
I think with that team, they just have too many wings.
They have a lot of wings. And so to bring in Paul George and pay him the money that he's going to be desiring, that he's earned, I guess you can say, it's too much to be paying an aging wing when you got young wings like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. The Heat is another interesting one. I think Paul George would fit well there. Again, the injury history with him and Jimmy Butler, are they going to be able to stay healthy through the playoffs? Are they going to be healthy throughout the regular season enough to get a decent seed, maybe get out of the play-in? So I don't know if I like that one very well either. I think personally, my favorite pick, I think where he'd fit the best is a reunion in Indiana. I think he'd fit perfectly in that team. I guess they don't necessarily need a 3. Aaron Nesmith did a great job this year, but if you're able to bring Nesmith off the bench and bring Paul George in and start him at the 3 along with Halliburton, Siakam, Miles Turner, and Nembhard, I think that'd be a very good fit. I think that Paul George would have got them to the finals this year. I believe they would have beat the Celtics. They would have beat everybody else, healthy or not. I think that's a very good basketball team. So I really love Indiana for him to go and reunite with the Pacers. So the teams on this list, I mean, yeah, in terms of this list, I think I like the 76ers the most. But besides that, I really don't like the Magic, Lakers, Pelicans, or Heat acquiring Paul George.
So when I brought up about Mavericks, what are your thoughts about that? About the fit with the Dallas?
I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't. Okay, as a fan, I wouldn't mind. As a Suns fan, I would hate it. But as a fan of the NBA, I wouldn't mind that. I think that'd be a pretty good fit. That's 3. The only thing is Luka. And I said the same thing about Kyrie when he first got there, is that there's only one basketball. Now, I can admittedly say I was wrong about that because they're about to go to the NBA Finals, I believe. So that's worked out pretty well. So, but if you add a third star into that, it's almost like the big 3 in Phoenix with Beal, Booker, and Durant. Obviously, Beal not the player he was, I guess, in Washington, or hasn't looked like it. Paul George definitely at this point in time better than Bradley Beal. So again, I will say it's one basketball. There's only one basketball. It's going to be tough for all of them to share it, but Dallas bit me in the butt, before with that right now.
I will say one thing though, is with Luka, you know how he gets double teams. He's gonna look to always dish out the ball, and Paul George said it himself too. On a championship team, he's not the number 1 option, and I think him knowing that, he won't mind being the 2 option at night or even being the 3 option, because I feel like with him being in this time of his career, I feel like he'd be okay being the 3rd fiddle. And with his play style on the offense, he can play as an off ball, as a catch and shoot threat. A 3-and-D type of guy. He. I think I could see it happen. I could see it maybe working out with Dallas and Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I think he'd be able to fit. It's just, will they all get the ball enough in order to fit? And it's not necessarily even an ego problem, right? They've all been all-stars. They've all been high level basketball players for a long time. So again, I don't believe it'd be an ego problem. I just think who would they get the ball enough? Who would be standing in the corner, kind of waiting for their turn in terms of things like that. But obviously, because of technical difficulties, we're running a little behind. So it got one more and something to chew on. Your boys, the Patriots. Drew Bledsoe was a topic of discussion, and he was on Keyshawn Johnson All Facts No Breaks podcast. And one of the things he said was, actually, let me pull it up here really quickly. In terms of excuse me. Maybe I don't have it up, but one of the things he said was he didn't see this coming from Tom Brady. He said he nobody really saw this coming from Tom Brady except for possibly Tom Brady. And so, and everybody talks about him getting Drew Bledsoe, that is getting replaced, and obviously by Tom Brady, and Tom Brady having the success that he did. So, Kev, what I want to ask you is, will we ever see something like this from Tom Brady? Obviously we're seeing something maybe built into it as Patrick Mahomes, but see another Tom Brady in the same draft position Tom Brady was.
I mean, we kind of did see it. I mean, like a couple seasons ago with Brock Purdy in the Jimmy Garoppolo situation, no?
A little bit, but Brock Purdy hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. So, do you think Brock Purdy can have nearly the success that Tom Brady has had?
I wouldn't say nowhere near as close, but maybe like along the same story. I could see it kind of like the same like timeline, like Brock Purdy as a late pick, as a seventh pick, I believe, taking over for a quarterback that already made it to the Super Bowl. Same story with Drew Bledsoe making it to the Super Bowl before Brady came.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Brock's gonna win like 7 rings, but if Brock can win maybe 2, it could be kind of like the same story as Tom, where you get drafted in the late round, and you take over for a team that already has defensive players, and you slide it in a quarterback that wasn't drafted as early or wasn't as talented coming out of college, and then winning a couple rings. I think it can be kind of like along the same story.
Yeah, I mean, if now obviously Tom, like you said, Tom Brady won 7 rings, 3 MVPs, is leading everybody in the NFL, is the league's leader in passing yards all time. So that's gonna be hard to beat, especially as a 7th round pick. So I mean, and Drew Bledsoe had a great career. I mean, he mentioned in his interview with Keyshawn Johnson, he was 14th all time in passing yards before Brady took his job. I mean, there was not too many guys that really outplayed Drew Bledsoe. It's just Tom Brady was just that good, and he had that much success. So it's interesting, but yeah. So I thought I brought that up, especially you as a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
So that was I thought we'd talk about that, but that's gonna be it for something to chew on every morning. Again, for a segment, go around the top stories of the day, top sports stories of the day. Now, while we got a few minutes, I want to talk about Game 5 tonight. Game 5, Minnesota goes home after winning Game 4, avoiding the sweep. And Dallas, Luka and Kyrie look to close it out in Minnesota. They want to get this series over with and prepare for the finals. So, Kev, I asked you. You kind of mentioned you're leading Minnesota today. Why are you leaning Minnesota?
I think like I said, like role players, to quote you, role players always play better at home, and I feel like it's gonna be a big game for Nas. Even guys like Conley and McDaniels, I think they're gonna step up. I think Towns has another good game tonight, and I think overall, like this Minnesota team is gonna show up for their fans and show that they're not going out without a fight and pushing it to Game 6. And I think it's another game where Kyrie maybe struggles or Luka struggles. I think one of those two struggled in tonight's game.
And the thing I've been saying all series, and obviously Kyrie played terrible in Game 4. He was not good at all. Was not efficient shooting the ball. Didn't really have that much of an impact. Luka, obviously, you see the triple double numbers, you see the 29, I think 10 and 13 or whatever, but he was not very good at all either. He was 7 for 21 from the field, not good at all. Not efficient. He was 2 of 9, I believe, from 3. Again, or no, 4 of 11. 4 of 11 from 3. So again, not very efficient. So he's kind of putting shots up as he should. He's a star player. But I've been saying it the entire series. Ant and Cat have to outplay Luka and Kyrie in order for them to win the game, let alone the series. And that's exactly what they did in game 4. Right? Ant wasn't the most efficient, but he made shots when he had to. Cat was fantastic in game 4 after a dreadful game in 1, 2, and 3. He was very, very good, very, very efficient in game 4. Now, he did end up fouling out. He was in foul trouble. So I believe he had 25 points in the game. So if he wasn't in foul trouble, I fully believe he'd get 35, 40 in that game. That's just the way he was playing. That's the aggression he was playing with, getting to the rim and having that open up his 3-point shot. So again, they have to outplay Luka and Kyrie. My X factor for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you mentioned him earlier, Naz Reid. Naz Reid, again, didn't play very well in games 3 and 4 again, on the road. But like you mentioned, and like we've talked about, role players play better at home. So Naz Reid, I'm going to need you to step up. I'm going to need you to get some buckets when you absolutely need to. I'm going to need you to hold Gafford and possibly Lively if he returns tonight off the glass, because those are huge pieces to Dallas's team and huge momentum builders. Because when they get those alley-oop dunks, momentum. Right? When they get those offensive rebounds, momentum. So if Naz Reid can feed them off and contain them on the glass and not allow as many of those alley-oop dunks, I think that'd be extremely helpful. My X factor for Dallas, PJ Washington. PJ Washington shot 3 for 13 last game. 3 for 13. He put up more shots than he had points. He had 10 points. If Dallas wants to win, he cannot do that. PJ Washington has been hitting clutch threes all the playoffs long. And he's been very good since he got there from Charlotte at the trade deadline. So PJ Washington has to step up. He has to step up and hold Cat below 20 points. That's the biggest thing for me. If PJ Washington holds Cat below 20 points, Dallas will close the series out tonight, guaranteed. Guaranteed. Because if Cat is below 20 points, that means Luka and Kyrie outplayed them. And that's just based going off eye test, and that's based going off of basic knowledge of Luka and Kyrie and how good they are, how special they are. So if PJ Washington is able to hold Cat under 20 points, that's ball game. Dallas Mavericks should go to the finals.
I have a question. Do you think Minnesota comes out having Ant face guard Luka and having McDaniels on Kyrie, or what do you think they're gonna do?
I that's what they started out with in game 3, right? So I think they're gonna do the same thing to start. Now, obviously, when you set screens and you're gonna have to rotate and things like that, so it may not end up being Ant on Luka and Jaden on Kyrie, but it worked out pretty well. I mentioned, I believe, in Wednesday's edition, yesterday. Anthony Edwards did a decent job on Luka, right? He held him to a very inefficient 7 for 21 from the field. He's a physical body, right? He's long, he's lanky, he's big, so he can body up Luka, and he's also athletic, right? So he can contest Luka's jump shots. So I think he matches up well. Luka's going to tire him out because Luka is also a very big body. So once he puts one of his shoulders into his chest or backs him down, gets him into the paint, Anthony Edwards may get tired. Jaden McDaniels, he's got the toughest job in the world right now. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but guarding Kyrie, in my opinion, the most skilled basketball player of all time, that's not going to be easy. As well as try and produce something offensively to help Cat and Ant, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. So I do think they come out in that. It worked pretty well in game 4, It worked pretty well. So I think they're going to come out in that. If they stay in that, I think is the question. So, do you have any more thoughts on?
I also like Naz Reid's flexibility and versatility on the defensive side of the ball as well, because he can switch. He's low-key a good switch defender. And then you also have another rangy defender as well, Kella Anderson. I feel like they're gonna utilize him more on the defensive side of the ball. He can be he can guard 3 to 4, maybe at times 5, and I feel like He's gonna be important as well as a role player coming off the bench for them.
Yeah, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad you mentioned Kyle Anderson because Kyle Anderson, he's also not done too bad of a job on Luka. He's been physical. He's blocked a 3-pointer from Luka this. I think in game 3 it was. So he's done a pretty decent job on Luka. And it's just, I think with Luka, you just need to throw bodies at him. You throw bodies at him, right? You throw Anthony Edwards at him. You throw Jaden McDaniels at him. You throw Kyle Anderson at him, right? You throw, all these different people. Maybe, if you do get a mismatch, throw Cat at him, right? Obviously, do not throw Rudy Gobert at him. Do not throw Rudy Gobert at him because he will eat him alive, as we've seen so many times. So, again, it's with him, he's a special talent. There's really not much you can do. You just got to you at some point you just got to play good defense and hope he misses.
You think when it comes to Luka, you think at times, even at times, I'm not saying like every single possession he has the ball, but at times like even blitz him on the defensive side of the ball.
The only thing with that is, right, and this is where you miss Lively. This is where you miss Derek Lively. Derek Lively was so good at getting that pass in the middle after Luka passes out of the blitz and making sure the right pass is made. Right, Gafford not so much. Gafford is very loose with the ball. He's not under control, and he doesn't exactly have. He doesn't have. And again, no disrespect. He doesn't have the basketball IQ to make that pass.
He's kind of like a one-dimensional center where he's like a defensive big. Well, offensively, he's not as talented as Derek Lively.
No, he is strictly a rim protector and an alley-oop finisher. Those are his two main objectives on the Dallas Mavericks. And so that's the biggest thing. So when you say blitz him, I mean, yes, I would blitz him, but make sure the ball doesn't get to somebody who knows how to make the right pass, and make sure that Kyrie is denied wherever he is, whether he's on the weak side, strong side, but make sure he's denied out of that blitz. So as long as Luka and Kyrie don't have the ball, you can give it to Gafford, give it to PJ Washington, give it to Derek Jones. If they beat you, you got to live with that. You have to live with that. You have no choice. But if Luka or Kyrie beats you, that's where the frustration builds, and that's where you do not want to lose.
Yeah.
But let's move on to some football. Let's talk some football. And we have a special guest to talk some football. He's another one. I mean, he's my brother. I love him. I love him to death. Sometimes he, drives me insane, but he again. So let's welcome in my brother, the military man.
Oh man,
Michael, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, Kev, how you doing?
What's up?
Not much, man.
You just had to put that older brother in there, huh?
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
Okay, bet. Well, we about to see. We about to see because you see the hat I'm wearing. You see what I'm wearing.
Don't do that now. Don't do that now. Don't do that now.
So Pro Football Focus. Pro Football Focus is a website that a lot of analysts and former players they combine to write on and analyze on. And so they came out ranking all of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And here, so I know I have that up somewhere. Let me see. There it is. Okay. Some of the big key notes that I took about this list, right? Obviously, you have Patrick Mahomes at 1. That's undeniable. Best player in the league, 2-time reigning Super Bowl MVP. Not a discussion. They have Justin Herbert at 5. I think that is way too high for Justin Herbert, but we'll get into that here in about a minute or so. At 13, they have Brock Purdy. They have him. I think that's about right for Brock Purdy. They have him behind Aaron Rodgers, have him behind Jalen Hurts, Dak, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love. So I think that's about right. Kyler Murray is at 17. Let me tell you something. Kyler Murray, again, I'm not arguing that spot right now. He can have that is a good placement for him. In terms of the guys he's behind and the guys that he's in front of, that is a good placement for him. So I have no argument there. But mark my words, he will be top 12 by the end of the season.
Here we go again.
But we'll get into that here in a few minutes too. And here's the thought. Here's the one I thought that was perfect. I thought this placing was perfect for this guy. At 29, they have somebody they like to call Danny Dimes. Daniel Jones at 29 out of 32. So, Big Mike, how do you feel about that, being the Giants fan that you are?
Man, definitely think Jones and Kyler should be swapped immediately. No questions asked. No questions asked. Anything about my Giants, I'm as delusional as Stephen A, man. So I don't care. Well, I'm looking at the stats right now. There's a difference, but I'm still swapping them.
Okay. What do you think about the list?
Well, on the Daniel Jones topic, or how Malik neighbor says it, Daniel Jones.
I forgot about that.
How much is Daniel getting paid? Like 40 mil?
Too much.
Something like that.
I think that's the correct answer.
And
it's a penny in the a drop in the bucket for the Giants' pocket. You know what I'm saying? Not crazy.
And I'm not even gonna lie. When you get paid that much, you gotta produce, and he hasn't been producing ever since he got paid. And it's hard when you get paid that much to bring in talent because you got no money to pay talent. And for what he's getting paid, I mean, he doesn't. It's hard to compare him to any other quarterback because like he hasn't shown much like in the last couple of seasons where you can say he's average at best. I think it's a good spot for him. Me personally, no offense to you, Michael, but I like Kyler over Daniel Jones, and it's no debate to be honest. Kyler, he like if you look at the stats of both of them, Kyler was out for almost the whole year, so you can't really compare the stats. But I mean, if you do it from the eye test where you watch Kyler and Daniel play, it's not even close. Like Kyler, like he demands attention with Daniel. He has some mobility. I'm not gonna take away his mobility, but it's just his IQ and his awareness is not up to par with what other quarterbacks are, but like ahead of him.
Oh no, definitely. I can agree with you more. Delusion aside, like you said, looking at the eye test, looking at them game for game, side by side, you have to Kyle over Daniel Jones, which is it hurts me to say that. Truly hurts me to say that. But you talk about the weapons that the Giants have, they lack that, especially losing Saquon last year or this upcoming year. You talk about the decision making he does mid game. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but
Questionable.
definitely questionable. The people he's assigned to throw to, the coverages he's playing against, the audibles he's choosing, they don't make any sense to a lot of people, including myself. I like Kyler, especially his ability. Like I said, his mobility is a big thing. He's able to get that pocket and get a couple yards. We've seen Daniel run. There's that one video of him running and tripping, and yeah. So that says a lot right there. But I mean, he's I think one, he's too stagnant in the pocket. Two, even if we were to give him some options for some weapons, I don't think he's doing too much of that. Simply because it seems that he can't break down the defense and know what to look for when he's going against certain defenses. He's like a deer in headlights. Yeah, like a deer in headlights.
No, that's honestly a great point. I mean, listen, Daniel Jones has had his moments, right? He's made it to the playoffs. He's won a playoff game, right? So he's had his moments. He's had his moments in which he's been able to shine. He just hasn't had enough of those moments. Daniel Jones is, and again, Michael, you mentioned mobility. He can run, he can move. But I think the biggest point you made was his decision making. He's never been a good decision maker. He throws the ball to the other team too much, and when you throw the ball to the other team, you lose. That's what happens in this league. You don't give teams too many opportunities.
Hold on. Let's look right here. Okay, 46 interceptions from Kyler Murray career-wise, 40 from Daniel Jones. Don't talk to me about throwing the ball to the team. All right. Don't talk to me about that. I don't hear nothing about that right there.
Okay.
We're going to keep it at decision making is bad, and we're going to leave it at that.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see.
I could see the comparison for Daniel Jones where his floor is kind of like a Mac Jones type of player, and his ceiling is kind of like, at best, a mediocre Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Ooh, whoa.
And the reason
You
why I
think
say
so?
mediocre Josh Allen is because we've seen like Josh Allen like play, like we've seen Josh Allen play amazing, but then there's games where we see Josh Allen just throw like 4 picks a game.
Okay.
And that's honestly a great point because again, sometimes it's decision making and it's making the right reads, right? Making the right reads as well as being able to make plays, knowing when to use your feet. Again, Daniel Jones can run the ball. Again, that game where he tripped and fell, I watched that game live. I think I don't remember what happened. I looked away. I saw him run. I was like, oh, I looked at my phone. I looked back up, and they're on the 10-yard line or an 8-yard line or whatever it is. So I'm like, what happened? But again, he's athletic. He can move. So he has to know when to use it and when not to. The thing with Kyler, obviously, the biggest thing with Kyler is his height. Everybody knows that he's not very tall. He's about 5'9", 5'10". The thing I say, he's been short all his life. It's not like he was 6'5" and then shrunk to 5'10" when he got to the NFL. So he knows how to play as a shorter quarterback, right? And you want to talk about run? He's a top 5 running quarterback in this league, if not top 3. So he knows, and he's another guy. He needs to know when to run and when not to, right? He calls himself a quarterback, a throwing quarterback that can run. He has to show me. He has to show me. And he did that exactly last year when in the last 4 games of the season, the Cardinals had the best offensive efficiency in the league. And so that's what happens when you have a new head coach and new coordinators that come up with a brand new system that just is not called the air raid. Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury, because I don't know what he was doing, but when you engage the run, right? When you have a running back like James Conner, a bruiser in between the tackles, and then you were able to go outside the tackles with Michael Carter who they brought in later in the year. So it's one of those things. You got to mix in the play action, the boot, right? Get Kyler Murray in motion, give him a chance to run. And Kyler Murray was an MVP candidate halfway through the season in 2021. In fact, probably the MVP leader halfway through the season. Now, we all know how that season they ended up 10-6, but they probably should have ended up 12-4. I mean, with the start that they had, they started 7-0. They started 7-0 that year. So we do know the downfall that Kyler Murray has had in the second half of seasons. I'm really hoping that changes this year because I think the Cardinals can push for a playoff spot. As I said yesterday, I think they're that good. I think they're that talented. I think they're that well coached. But the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems I had, the biggest problem I had in this quarterback list is Justin Herbert of the LA Chargers at number 5. Because these are the guys that he's ahead of. He's ahead of Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts, and C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud was much better than Justin Herbert last year. Much better. It wasn't even close. Right? Aaron Rodgers, I'll give you. He tore his Achilles. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, I'll give you that. Like, he didn't play very well last year. He didn't have the MVP year that he had, and obviously he didn't win the MVP, but in 2022, right? He didn't have that same year. Dak Prescott, there's no way he should be ahead of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was an MVP candidate last year. There's no way Justin Herbert should be ahead of Dak Prescott. If you're going just straight based off talent, I'll give you that. But this is a production-based league. Justin Herbert did not produce nearly as much as Dak Prescott did last year.
I think in his defense, I think Brandon Staley kind of held him back from his turning into the superstar quarterback that he is meant to be. And he did play last year with a broken, I think, middle finger as well in his throwing hand for like a couple, like for like a numerous number amount of games. So I think that affected the way he was playing. So he had to play like a little more conservative, like less aggressive than what he wants to do. So I think in his defense, like maybe that list was just like to put out like I think they add talent in as well, but I think he just had a down year last year with the injuries and with the coaching and everything.
What do you think, Michael?
No, definitely. I'm looking it up right now, and yeah, like you said, Kev, fractured fingers in his throwing hand, not one but multiple. So of course it's going to affect the way he plays, and I couldn't agree more with the conservative nature of his playing style. Now, do I think he's better than Dak Prescott? I hate those Cowboys. I hate those Cowboys. And so if it's a toss up, then I'm gonna say yeah. But we're talking about. You say he's above who else, Jamal?
He's above Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, and C.J. Stroud, which I think was the most outlandish one.
Definitely, Stroud is. For him to be above Stroud, I think is like you said, outlandish. But we can't talk about Rodgers. Was out first week of the Achilles, so we can't talk about that. If we're talking about overall IQ and being a quarterback, of course Rodgers can be up there. He should always be above Herbert, at least until he shows better, shows improvement with everything. But for Prescott, I mean, when we look at them, let's not say last year. Look at the 2 years ago, the 2022 season. Prescott did his thing for the first half, and then he, like the Cowboys always do, tanked it. So, and Herbert was more consistent that year than Prescott was in terms of his touchdown to interception ratio. Everything he was more consistent as a quarterback than Dak Prescott was. So to go back to what Kevin said and it being a toss up, I mean, I can't. That's what you have to call it, is a toss up. It's year for year with those two, just because of how the lack of dominance there is between the two. Now, if we talk about Hurts versus Herbert, there's a clear dominance in how Hurts plays year to year, even when he is injured, even when he is out. The way he leads that team, he is a QB1. You know, Herbert's a questionable QB1. Even Dak sometimes is a question. Like there was 2 or 3 years we were like, why is Dak still getting paid this much? You know, so I'm gonna go back and stick with Kevin. Says it's a toss up.
Yeah, I mean it's just, and Michael, you mentioned Justin Herbert a few years ago. He was fantastic a few years ago. They made the playoffs, but that was also the year that they blew the 27-0 lead against Jacksonville at halftime in the playoffs. So at that point in time, I would have put Justin Herbert. If we're going off base this year, going into this season, Dak Prescott absolutely played Justin Herbert. If he was that hurt, get off the field. If you're that hurt, get off the field. But if you're healthy enough to be on the field, I'm going to judge you as you're healthy enough to be on the field. When you have Keenan Allen, one of the best receivers in football, Austin Eckler, again, although he was hurt, he was hurt a few games, but one of the best running backs in football, one of the most productive running backs in football. Gerald Everett, who's a very productive tight end. I'm judging you based on the weapons you have and that you're on the field playing and how you played. And this year, you played terrible. And then obviously got her at the end of the season. But this year, you were not nearly as good as Dak Prescott.
Okay, so what are you looking for? What are you looking for from Herbert this year? Coming to new season, not much has changed in LA. They're keeping the same coaching staff, right? Couple additions to the roster.
Jim Harbaugh's the new head coach.
Jim Harbaugh's the new head
coach. Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I didn't know that. So what do you think about that then?
And so this is Jim. This is Justin Herbert's chance to really show that he can play. You saw what Jim Harbaugh did with Alex Smith. You saw what Jim Harbaugh did with Colin Kaepernick. Will he be able to do that same thing with Justin Herbert, who I think is more talented than both of those guys? You know, so. But this year that he doesn't have the same weapons. Quentin Johnston right now is the QB1 or is their wide receiver 1, right? Austin Eckler's out. They don't have the same weapons that they had last year. Mike Williams is not there anymore.
They did draft. They did draft him. What's his name? McConkey is that his name? The white guy.
Oh, Ladd McConkey out of Georgia. Yeah. So.
And they also drafted Brandon Rice as well.
Oh, Brandon Rice. Yeah. So, I mean, you get a few receivers out of the draft. Obviously, Brandon Rice, Jerry Rice's son out of USC, and Ladd McConkey out of Georgia, right? Those are two very productive guys in college. And I love Quentin Johnston. Yes, he didn't have a very good rookie year. But I think Quentin Johnston is a big receiver who can go and get those 50-50 balls when you need them. He did it at TCU. He did it at points in time last year. Not as much as he should have. But here's Justin Herbert's chance to let everybody know that he's a top quarterback in this league. I just don't think that time is right now. That's my biggest thing about Justin Herbert. I don't think he was right now. I think he was outplayed by multiple guys on that list that he's ahead of that I don't think he should be up there with. So, but those are the lists. Again, mark my words, Kyler Murray will be higher than 17 this year. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
We'll see. We'll check back in the season. We'll see how preseason goes first.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna check back, and you better believe we'll be back on here when
Oh, most definitely. I plan to, and that time I'll be wearing a full-on Danny Dimes jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. I mean, when you wearing that when you wearing the Titans Daniel Jones jersey, I hope you wear it proud.
Sure,
Or maybe the Shanghai Sharks Daniel Jones jersey.
I have a question for you, Michael.
What's going on?
If this season doesn't work out with Daniel Jones and the Giants, are you guys looking to draft like a Shador Sanders next year's draft, or
get rid of him?
Or who's
There's
the
no
QB
question.
for what's his name, Carson Beck?
I don't care who we get. If Jones is not produced this year, get him out there. We lost Saquon. That hurt me tremendously. That hurt the roster tremendously. There was no reason we didn't offer him a contract. Regardless of injuries, like he's always played. Well, everyone knows Saquon was the keystone to the Giants team. So for him to be getting the ball in the backfield and we didn't do anything to help him back then, there should be no reason why we weren't fixing the team to be around him, knowing that Jones wasn't a strong QB1. Let's start with that right there. So we're paying Jones $40 million a year. If that man does not play well this year, and I'm talking about out of 17 games, he better hit at least 9. He better get at least 9. And that's high. Listen, I know it's high. He better do something. I don't know what it is, but he better do something. Because he better LeBron James that team and get the cut in, do the whole 9 yards. Because there's no way we're paying this much money. And like you said earlier, he's not producing at a $40 million a year playing standard. So we should be getting rid of him next year immediately and looking to draft somebody. If not one, but maybe a first round and a fourth round quarterback, something, or trading for somebody. But I can't see us holding on. That's like holding on to a bag of rocks when you're jogging. Doesn't make no sense.
I mean, you guys did make the playoffs 2 seasons ago when Brian Dable won Coach of the Year. I mean, it could happen, especially because that year you guys had a very strong defense.
We did have a strong defense, right? But what also happened that year?
Saquon had
an amazing year. And what was each game? What was happening? Getting the ball 5 yards behind the line, right? He's over here, O-line's over there. Nothing was making sense. That man had the team, all 465 pounds, just squatting us, running up the field. Okay, this man was different, and we let him go. So, you talk about a loss to the team. I mean, this is going to be a year where we truly see how Jones does as a quarterback and does as a leader. We're going to see how the head coaches do in terms of dispersing the weight, right? Because you can't say, oh, well, give it to Jones and let him fix it, right? Let him put it in the air and hope somebody catches it. So we have to look at our defense now. This is, as much as it was a loss to lose Saquon, this is the time to where you really evaluate the team as a whole at all aspects, right? Even on the special teams. What is going on with special teams? And each play needs to be evaluated the entire season. And once that season's over for us, that's when decision-making needs to happen. That's when we need to start making moves, whether it's quarterback, it's a better defense. I mean, if we need to get a better kicker, but we have a pretty consistent kicker. So yeah, man, that's what I would say.
I mean, here's the thing. The Giants have some young pieces. They have some decent pieces. Obviously, you go out and draft them Malik Neighbors, right? You go out and get Jalen Hyatt, who I loved at Tennessee. I love Jalen Hyatt at Tennessee. He was a deep threat. He beat everybody down the field. Excuse me. And he caught passes when he needed to. He caught the most important passes. Defensively, I love Kayvon Thibodeau, #1 overall pick. No, he wasn't. That was
like number 3, I think. No, number 5. I think number 5.
All right, yeah, a top 10 first round pick, right? Who showed some flashes last year. So you have young talent for the Giants, right? You have these guys who can go make plays who are only getting better. So again, the Giants, it's not all, sad and sorrows and so it's going to be interesting to watch. It's going to be interesting to watch how they produce over there, how they play. Danny Dimes obviously coming off of a torn ACL, so hopefully he's able to come back and be healthy and play well. So again, it's not all bad for Giants and Giants fans. I think they have some stuff to look up to and some stuff to look forward to.
But like you say, some of that ACL injury. So this is, like we said earlier, this is where we start to look at his IQ and his decision making, right? When should you put your help on the line, right? Is it for that fourth and 3, right? Or when should you be throwing it up in the air, deep down the field? Like this is where we start to look at him again as a quarterback, right? What are you doing and how are you doing it in every aspect of the game? Okay, you come off of an injury, that's fine. We're looking to see more pocket awareness. Okay, he should be that O line needs to be on par. Okay, everything needs to go right for them to have that year you're talking about. Honestly, yes, we do have some young pieces, but we're talking about young pieces with very little veterans to put them in not in check, but to guide them. Yeah, to guide them, especially with these coaches. We've been switching coaches out like I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting, and obviously we mentioned how mobile Daniel Jones is. Will he have the same confidence on that knee? Right? Will he be willing to run like he was before he tore his ACL? Obviously, after you tear your ACL, some mental lapses happen, and maybe some second thoughts about running. Will he be able to run the same? Will he be able to move the same? So, and we're all going to find that out this season. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, training camp coming up in the next few months. OTA is going on right now. Mini camp here in a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to the football season. I love and miss football right now. So definitely looking forward to it. Last segment of the day, starting a little new segment. We might do this. No show tomorrow, everybody. No show tomorrow. Got to attend a funeral tomorrow, so no show tomorrow. But we will be back Monday. But possibly a segment I'll do every Friday, called "Out of This Sports World," a topic in which we do topics that don't have anything to do with sports. Kind of just ramble and see what's going on inside the world, or I guess outside the world in this case. Number one, this is insane. Wisconsin family plans to sue daycare after their baby tests positive for cocaine. Now, let me ask you, Michael, what if this was your child?
For what? For who? Hold on now. I can't get cocaine. You some little kid, man.
What would you do?
I don't think it's right for me to say what I would do on air, legally speaking. But I mean, you just gotta do what they're doing and take it to court. I mean, there's no. Man, you have to differentiate your hustles. You know what I mean? You can't have cocaine where the kids is at. Yeah, I mean, we learned this back in the 80s. We had cocaine. We had crack houses. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's a baby test positive for cocaine. Okay, well, here's my question. Right, how much cocaine did that baby have? Okay, because for the baby to be at daycare about 6 to 8 hours a day. Right. And then come home, what parent is like, yeah, my child is doing cocaine? That baby had to have come home high, which means it was either getting cocaine at the end of the day. That's a crazy statement right there. That's a crazy story in itself. Kev, what do you think about that?
How the hell do you even have cocaine at a daycare, to be honest? Bro, you have little toddlers, little kids, out there, and you have a substance like that, you gotta be smarter than that. It's just plain stupid.
Oh, definitely. Take away their licensing, all of it.
All of it.
Get them out of there.
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you, I would do the same thing. I will see you in court. My baby come home coked up. No, sir. And I pulled up the report again. Let's see. This decision comes after authorities reported that their toddler tested positive for cocaine following their time at one of the company's facilities. The Ivory Lamar, I hope I'm saying that name right, representing Kimberly Hobson, the mother of the child in question, informed TMZ that the Hobson family intends to sue KinderCare Learning Center's alleged child neglect at the facility. Listen to me.
Let's stop right there. Alleged is not the right word. It's definitely child neglect right there. There's no alleged behind that. And second, well, hold on, what if this becomes the parents actually had the cocaine? Let's not go there. But you said centers, as in more than one center. This is a chain.
KinderCare is one of the biggest daycare chains in the world, or in the nation at least.
Okay.
And listen to me, bro. You ever? I know you have, Mike. I know, and I know Kevin watched. I don't know if you watched the whole thing. You ever seen Power?
No, I haven't.
You haven't
It's
seen Power. See, that's the thing. Because in Power,
I'm dark, but I'm not that dark. Is that okay for the show? Or my fault?
No, you're good, bro. But nah, and that, bro. See, that is some stuff that I would be so pissed. Listen to this. Sleepy burglar in China dozes off mid-robbery. His loud snoring wakes up the homeowner, who then calls the police. So somebody broke into this house in the middle of the night, falls asleep, and the person that owns the house woke up because they were snoring too loud, and then went to call the cops.
That man needs to have conversations with his wife, okay, and to rethink his entire career path. He should no longer be any type of robber, criminal, none of it. You failed on a crazy level. You got in the house all like hyper-adrenaline, got what you were getting, and then lay down and took a nap. You lost your mind. They got caught. Oh no.
It don't make no sense. What you think, Kevin?
What did he at least steal though? Like that man stole something.
Nothing.
Oh.
He ain't get out. They left him there to sleep so the cops can come get him.
I hope that was the best sleep of his life, because bro. Yeah, I got no words, bro. He better have that probably had to be his best sleep of his life, because that's some dumb shit right there, bro.
That's the easiest case for those cops ever.
Easiest. I mean, they walk in. Hey, bro. Come on, bro. You need to wake up, man. We'll shake him a little bit, put him in handcuffs, and go there. He's not fighting or nothing. He's too tired to fight. If you falling asleep while you robbing somebody's house in somebody's house, oh, you're not resisting nothing.
He probably thinks he's still dreaming.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we had girls like that on the boat, man. We had people like that on the ship mid deployment, falling asleep in the craziest spots. I mean, who knows? He probably worked a long day, a long 12-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? It's China. Probably wasn't getting paid enough. I need a couple more dollars.
Bro, it is crazy. So obviously, Michael's my older brother, as you can see there. My younger brother, Kevin, falls asleep anywhere. And I'm telling you, we'd be going to the grocery store 5 minutes down the road. He'd be asleep within the first 2.5 minutes. It is insane. So that was wild. I had to bring that up. So now what we're gonna do? I found something that was pretty interesting. I found it's via BuzzFeed.com. 50 most wild tweets in the month of May. This first one might take the cake, and I got 3 or 4 here. This might take the cake. My client threw up on me during her wax, and I handled it so unprofessionally, I literally screamed and ran. So what you're telling me is, not only did this happen, but you decided to tell people about it and let them know that it happened, so they could think. I
just know that girl was embarrassed, man. Legs up, you know what I'm saying, ankles to her ears, getting her stuff done, and she just I feel like it was one of those Family Guy, the projectile vomits, because ain't no way your head back here and the vomit get over here. You know what I'm saying? It had to be one of those, like, what does she eat? That's my question.
That's a great question, because, bro, that is insane.
Whatever she ate, I need that to get out of work tomorrow.
Kev, you look astonished.
How did she even throw up? Like, my only thing is, maybe that it must have stank that bad, and they probably
Oh.
started gagging.
Whoa.
No. The person getting waxed. The person getting waxed threw up.
I'm not gonna lie. That person walked out. Like that person walking out was probably what I would have done as well. Like bro,
like they screamed and ran. They said.
But what do you do? And that's like, there's nothing professional, and that's, oh no, you threw up on me. Let me wipe it off. Keep it going. No. I'm already dealing with parts of your body I may or may not want to see right now. Why the hell do I have to deal with your vomit? Like, you know.
Don't make no sense. Bro. This world is something else, bro. The next tweet.
I'm scheduled for my wax next week.
This next one isn't as crazy, but it's still kind of wild. So somebody said had a new experience, went to the bathroom. Oh, had a new experience on the plane. So this person is on a plane, right? Went to the bathroom. When they came back, person sitting next to them had their sweatshirt on.
Huh?
Like their shirt off?
No.
Like if I take off my shirt, like I'm gonna take off my hoodie, Kev, and put it on my chair, use the bathroom, and I come back and you're wearing my hoodie.
Like okay. For me, it depends. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it depends. If it's like
depends.
No, okay. I'm not gonna. If it's like a kid, if it's like a kid, I'm not gonna be like, give me my sweatshirt back. But if it's
what do you mean you're not gonna be like, where's your parents at?
Not okay. Not until like
you're not my child. Not until the plane lands. So I gotta be cold because this little kid. No, where's his mom at? What are we talking about here? I don't care who it is. Kid, elderly woman, fat man, little boy. I don't care.
Well, in Jamal's case, what if it's someone that's like bad, like attractive, and she's like, you know what? I want to try this hoodie on.
Oh, that's
then. Okay, hold on now.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
You know what I mean? I come back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you like how that feel, huh? That's a good quality, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta play, man. What? Listen, you can have it. Actually, I got about 4 more. You know what I'm saying? I got about 4 more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you doing in Miami? Oh, okay. Spring break. Yeah. I got a little penthouse too.
That's that real cotton.
But real cotton is crazy. Picked by me. My fault. Yeah. My bad. Yo.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But okay, how bad are we talking though? Like, if she's a cool 9, not cool. That's deep. But she's a 9, 10, bro. I'm telling you right now, like she can keep the hoodie. I'm going back to the bathroom and on the Wi-Fi, wherever we're flying to, I'm getting an Airbnb penthouse. Like I swear to you, like top of the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a tiger outside waiting for her. Like real deal.
Dropping a little bag on it. Yeah.
Most definitely. I'm gonna get the hoodie back, but like only after. You know what I'm saying? Like
after. Oh, for sure.
Like while she sleep. Like
the fact that y'all are legit going through all this like step by step in different scenarios, I'm like, bro, like what's going on in y'all's family?
Listen, man, I just got back from a 9-month deployment, man. You just stare at that water, you know what I'm saying? It's different. I think I had this conversation about 3 months ago. I know, by myself though.
I can't have you on here no more, bro. We
gotta start filtering the words you say out, bro.
My bad, bro.
Next up, somebody said there's a young lady who said, I ran out of PTO at work. Now I gotta get pregnant. Shaking my head.
Oh, girl.
That'll get you PTO. That'll get you a whole lot of PTO.
Where does she work at?
That's the question.
Don't say. I'm assuming, but I mean, imagine maybe an office job, or some.
You didn't go do that. The PTO. Once you use that, you still have sick time. You know what I'm saying? But people don't know how to get sick on cue. Go ahead and get some warm salt water. You're not gargling. You're drinking about 4 ounces of warm salt water. Your stomach could do this, and whatever's in there is coming right out. Do it right in the office. Go home. Go home. Yep.
Hey, if you watching, you better listen. Big Mike, Prison Mike is letting you talking to you.
Oh man, listen, no, I've done God work a little bit too many times.
Okay, the last one. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell both of you right now, bro. If you do this, and anybody watching, if you do this, lose my number. Lose my number. I'm so serious. If you do this, lose my number.
I probably did it already. I'm not gonna lie to you, so we're gonna see right now. I probably did it already.
If you mix, obviously, there's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If you mix the peanut butter and jelly before spreading it on the bread, lose my number. Don't even think about it.
Hold on now. I've seen that video. Okay. You ever had the Smuggers or Smoogers? How do you pronounce it?
Shut up. You shut your stupid
No,
face.
no. The peanut butter jelly swirl thing. You know what I'm talking about?
The Uncrustables?
No, not the Uncrustable. Like it's in a jar. It's peanut butter and jelly, but it's like swirl.
Oh.
After a while, it mixes together.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my favorite one because it's like the perfect consistency.
Okay, but obviously, you guys can't see the picture, but it is Skippy's peanut butter and Welch's grape jelly, mixed together in a bowl.
No, that's nasty.
No. So and then somebody replied, "No, you freaky bee."
Does like the substance mixed together, like it's like mixed together.
Yeah, that is okay. Yeah, I seen that before.
Okay. And, after a while, when you get the scooping, you know what I'm saying? Here's the back of the spoon. You get the scooping, it starts to mix in together. So it's like, in that scenario, I think it's okay.
Right.
But you talking about getting peanut butter and jelly, putting it in a cup, and then that's nasty. It don't even look good.
Because usually what I would do is I would put the one on one slice of bread, the other one on the other slice of bread, then I eat it together. Then I put
that's what
I do peanut butter on both sides and then jelly in the middle and then smush it.
I should kick you out right now. You peanut butter on both sides of the bread.
Yeah, so you got the bread like this, right? Peanut butter, and then.
So you use 3 pieces of bread.
Sometimes.
So you put the bread in the middle. You put peanut butter on both sides of the bread, and then
no. The 2 outsides of the peanut butter, the bread in the middle is jelly on both sides. Peanut butter always over jelly like that. So you do that. What I'm saying is on 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, then I scoop the jelly, dump it in the middle. Sandwich.
One thing I gotta say is I know every time you eat that sandwich, I know the top of your mouth is gonna be sticky as hell. Like I'm talking about like no diddy. But I'm talking about like you're gonna have a hard time chewing your sandwich, bro.
What kind of bread do you use?
Me? Yeah. I like the buttery whole wheat bread. You know what I mean? With the little.
Okay. I can get behind. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
You was talking some wild stuff because I don't know. Kevin and I are normal. We regular people.
Although I will tell you this though, I would probably do a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich before I do a PB&J sandwich.
What?
Okay, yeah, I don't want to be associated.
What?
Yeah,
I think Nutella is the worst type of chocolate there is.
It's kind of like for me. It's kind of like a Reese's Pieces type of combination.
Hey, if you want a Reese's Piece, you can ask me. I got you.
All right, bro.
Oh,
all right.
Whoa, not like that, bro. No, bro. I'm saying like, I should have like a bunch of snacks, bro. Like I just be from the west side, bro.
Nah, bro. Come on, man.
You know, I think I have snacks, bro.
You pulling out all them snacks. He don't got not a single Reese's Pieces. See,
I ate it though, bro.
No, you've been eating something. But we go. See what here?
See, bro, like.
It's
too early for this.
No, it's 2 in the afternoon for me. This is perfect time for this. I've been up all day.
Hey, with that, we're gonna close it out. Listen, I had too much fun today. It was a lot of fun. But like I said, tomorrow no show. We will be back Monday 10 a.m. and we should be good throughout the whole week. We'll be reacting to Minnesota Dallas. They play tonight as well as Saturday.
We might be recapping 2 games if it goes past the game 6 mark.
My boy ain't gonna do his thing, man.
Hey, you know what? I'll call him out. I told him I picked Minnesota winning tonight. Actually, real quick before we get out of here, Kev, do we come back? Do we come back on Monday with the series being over, or do we have a game 7?
We got a game 7.
Mike,
I promise you, we got game 7. I'll be there that day too.
Hey, you know
I'm calling in for that one.
Oh, bet. Say no more. You gonna be here?
Yeah,
we gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I'll take that down for work. Yeah.
We gonna talk about how your boy Ant sold the bag. Yeah,
sold the bag.
Sold the bag.
You think so?
Jordan who?
Let me check my. What's the app that you be betting stuff on? Sports bets, sports books, QuickBooks. I don't bet like that. I ain't gonna lie. Never mind.
FanDuel and the BetMGM. Yeah.
FanDuel. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, listen, hey, I'm right there with you, but that is none of my business over there. I do not got money like that to be spending. But hey, we'll be back Monday. Recapping game 5 and 6. If there is a game 6, we'll be talking more football. Michael, we gonna bring you back for sure. Talking about
MLB season. You know, my Yankees. Got some of my Yankees.
That's what I like. Hey, I love to hear that. But hey, Kev, obviously as always, thank you, bro. Michael, I love you. I love you, bro. You know that.
Love y'all both, man. Appreciate you having me.
Hey, but we gonna be back Monday, y'all.
I love you, Michael.
Like Kev, type shit. Fall gang.